So imagine this scenario. One day you're walking down the street. As you're walking down the street, you see on the other side of the street comes in your way a big pit bull with his owner. But this pit bull is crazy, is aggressive. The owner is busy trying to hold it back. It's barking at everything and everyone it comes across. And you can see that it's very aggressive towards everything around it. And you're walking towards that situation. What do? You realize, here I'm gonna die. I need to save my life. You walk the other way. As you're walking down the street on the other side, you meet another pit bull. But now this pit bull, contrary to the one you just saw, this one is a happy pit bull, very controllable pit bull, very peaceful. You can see that the owner is throwing balls at it and it's catching. The owner says sit, it sits. The owner says stand, it stands. The owner says jump, it jumps. So basically this one is controlled by the owner and it's manageable. So keeping those two scenarios in your mind, I'd like to submit to you that let's take the pit bull and make it synonymous with your emotions. The pit bull is your emotions. You can decide. Are your emotions like the first case study that we just heard of the first pit bull, which is uncontrollable, aggressive, killing everybody with your words, whatever you do? Or are you that happy chappy like the second pit bull, which is controllable by and controlled by the owner? Well, let me submit to you that the pit bull are emotions and you are the owner. You as the owner can build yourself and train yourself to become like the happy pit bull or to become like the one on the leash, off the leash. If you think about it, what made that second pit bull to behave the way it was? What makes the second pit bull to be a pit bull that listens to the owner and does what the owner wants it to do? Yeah, as you might have guessed, it's the training that it got. The owner has taught the pit bull and trained it to behave the way he wants the pit bull to behave. Well, I think on the first case study, the owner might have tried, but maybe he failed. Or maybe situations just came involved and they just took over the emotions and the character of the pit bull. Just like what I was talking about in the previous week, where I said we need to move away from our past experience. And as I introduced to you the element of bioenergetics, where you use your body to free yourself, well, you are delivered and you are in this space of freedom, but you are not free because it's easy for the emotions to come back. It's easy for those situations that you have experienced in the past, the experiences that you have had, to come back and just take you back to your past emotional state. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I suggest you go and watch last week's video. But what I'm saying is, right now in the space that you are in of deliverance, how do you get your true freedom? You get your true freedom by training yourself to become emotionally intelligent. What I'm talking about today is emotional intelligence. How do you come to a state of emotional intelligence? And what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is a state of you being, as the owner of yourself, are able to control and manage your emotions. You only react the way you want to react. It is not your emotions controlling you, but you are the one controlling your emotions. You do not go back at night and look back over what happened during the day and you start regretting. You're always happy with the way you handle situations. Why? Because you know how you handle situations, because you have trained yourself to know how to handle situations. And it starts with self-awareness. I'm introducing to you today an element of self-awareness. You need to understand yourself. You need to get into board meetings with yourself and ask yourself, hey TMP, actually, why are you sad? Every time you encounter a situation that makes you sad, you need to look back. Before you react, look back. Hey TMP, why are you sad? Then you say, I'm sad because Rudy did this to me. He made me sad. Right? And you ask yourself, how is your sadness affecting you? Basically, we're going back to what we did last week. It's going to be an ongoing process. What is that? How is that affecting you? Well, because I'm sad, I'm moody, and everybody that I come across is just a person who receives my moodiness. And it's not good because people look at me and they don't like me. And I also don't like myself in hindsight. Then you say, okay, do you want to be free? Yes, I want to be free. All right, next time when something like that happens, react like this. Okay, cool. So this is an interview that you must always have with yourself. Always ask yourself, okay, what do I do when I'm angry? Right? Then you look at the past experience that you had when you were angry, when somebody made you angry. Maybe you were driving. See? You're driving. Then somebody just tries to hit you. Then you start lashing out at the person, but the person can't hear you. Then you ask yourself, okay, relax. What do you do when you're angry? How many glasses have you broken when you were angry? Do you like that? Well, I don't like it. Then change it, right? You need to get to a place where you are always alert of what's happening inside of you. Any emotion that happens to you, you must be able to define it and be able to avoid it in the future. So always ask yourself, do I want to be the first pit bull, off the leash, aggressive? When I speak to everybody feels burnt. Or do I want to be that happy pit bull, which listens to myself? When I say be happy, I'm happy. When I say, well, don't be moody, I'm not moody. Let me submit to you that, hey man, because of the bad emotional management habits that we have, that's why we have workplace conflicts. That's why we have fights with our friends. That's why maybe right now you have lost a good friend because maybe you are not able to handle your emotions. That's why maybe right now you have lost a good, promising relationship with somebody who was a very good potential partner. But because of your own emotional mismanagement, the guy has left or the woman has left. Maybe right now you ended up abusing somebody because, in my own judgment, I've realized that the abuse we see, the violence that we see everywhere is as a result of bad emotional intelligence, bad emotional management. People are not able to control how they feel and how they react to that. So it's very important that you sit down, get back to yourself and say, hey man, what did I do when I was angry? Look at that situation. How am I feeling right now when I look at that situation? I feel bad. Because it's even bad because when you look at a criminal, most criminals or most people who abuse people, when you catch them in their, this word is running away. And it's a very easy word. They are sober-minded state. When you get them in their sober state, most of them regret what they did. Most of them just lost control of their emotions. And that's the problem. You must get to a place where you are able to control your emotions. Choose for yourself today. Am I going to be that first pit bull? Or am I going to be the second pit bull? Don't forget to subscribe. If you like what you're getting from TMP, subscribe, share, comment. I'd like to get your views of what we are talking about. Is it relevant to your life? Is it making sense to you? Is it not making sense to you? If it is making sense to you, put it down below in the comment section. If it's not, put it down on the comment section. And I appreciate your questions. Remember, we are doing the TMP Q&A Wednesday. And on the TMP Q&A Wednesday, I'm committed to answering your questions as best, as untamed and uncut, as unarrested as possible. I'm going to put them off the hook, give you my honest opinion to your problems and your questions. See you on Wednesday.
Miracle perspective, perspective. It's finished.